Hey, what's up, everybody? Just Alex here. Today is Saturday, May 15th. I don't believe that we're going to get a podcast episode out this weekend. Life happens, stuff like that. No big deal. But I did tease a little segment of mine called Alex's Analysis that I wanted to get out to you guys. So I figured, I had a couple minutes now, might as well just quick record that and edit it and put it out. So what this is me taking a deep dive into some players. I play fantasy baseball every year. I really enjoy it. I think it's a lot of fun. A lot of, very competitive, play with some of my high school friends, and, it's a good time. So I figured I'd take a look at players that are available in like 45% or more of ESPN leagues, because our league is ESPN. Um, and just kind of give a breakdown of them, their statistics, a lot of their analytics, since that's the way that the game is going nowadays and everything. So I just kind of break that down, give you five guys that you could possibly pick up in your ESPN fantasy league if you're interested, or if you're not, if you don't play, these could be guys that maybe you keep an eye out on now and follow and see where they're going. And then at the end of that, or after that, I have three guys that I'm going to add in that you should just pay attention to or keep your eye on. Guys that I like, that are kind of under the radar maybe, but have good numbers that you just might not realize. So let's uh let's get it going. Welcome to Alex's Analytics. So as I mentioned, first off, I'm going to be going over my top five. Well, I guess top five, whatever, just five guys that I picked, that are available in more than 45% of ESPN fantasy baseball leagues. And just as a disclaimer, I'm going to be using a bunch of random terms here. To some people, they might be very random in foreign language. So I'll give you a little breakdown. Some terms I'm going to be using: OPS stands for on base plus slugging percentage. So it's on base percentage plus the slugging percentage. OPS plus, that is on base plus slugging plus, which is a fancy way of saying that it normalizes the player's OPS across the entire league. And league average for that is 100. There's WOBA, which is weighted on base percentage. It's a stat designed to measure overall offensive contributions per plate appearance. And the league average for that is 320. So that's talking about how much players contribute pretty much per their plate appearance. There's BABIP, which is batting average on balls in play. Hard hit percentage, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's the percentage of their hits that are hit hard. I'm not entirely sure what qualifies as a hard hit. I would assume somewhere in the 90 mph range off the bat, 90 something plus. Then there's weighted runs created plus, which takes runs created and adjusts it to account for important external factors like ERA or the ballpark that they play in or have been playing in. The league average for that is 100. There's WHIP for pitchers, which is walks and hits per innings pitched. So that's how many walks and hits they give up combined per inning pitched. ERA plus, which takes a player's earned run average and normalizes it across the entire league, a lot like OPS plus. The league average for that is also 100. And then there's FIP, which stands for field independent pitching. It takes plays that would involve the defense trying to field the ball completely out of the equation. So that is league average is 4.01 is what I found. So, getting all that foreign language stuff out of the way, let's get into five guys that are available in more than 45% of ESPN fantasy baseball leagues that I think some people should start taking a look at. Maybe keep them on your watch list, but no particular order here. I just picked five guys. I got three position players and two pitchers. First guy is Miguel Rojas. He's currently slashing 283, 359, 449. And a slash line is batting average, on base percentage, and slugging percentage, for those of you who don't know. So he's currently slashing 283, 359, 449 with an 808 OPS and a 124 OPS plus. So the league average is 100. That means that Miggy Rojas is currently 24 percentage points better than your average hitter. His BABIP, so batting average on balls in play, is 321. Again, I believe the league, or that was for WOBA. His BABIP is 321. He has a 13.4 strikeout percentage, and his hard hit percentage is at a career high 38%. So that means that every time he makes contact with the ball and puts it in play, 38% of the time he makes contact with the ball, puts it in play, it qualifies as a hard hit. And his WOBA is 354. Again, league average for that was 320. So he's 34 points above average for Major League Baseball. His weighted runs created plus is 129. Again, that's average is 100. So he's 29 percentage points better than your average player. So I'd say get him while you can. He's currently available in 48.6% of ESPN fantasy leagues, and he's averaging 3.6 points in standard ESPN scoring. So if you need a shortstop, fill that shortstop spot. Maybe somebody's hurt. Fill that second base shortstop spot. I know a lot of second base players this year are kind of down. This might be a guy that you want to pick up and take a look at. Like I said, he's available in 48.6% of leagues. The second guy here is an oldie but a goodie, you could say. Evan Longoria, former Tampa Bay Ray, Yankee killer, moved on to San Francisco many years back, and he's kind of having a career resurgence in San Francisco, as is probably everybody on the Giants, because they're unbelievably good this year somehow. But this is age 35 season. He's playing out of his mind. So is the entire Giants team. So it's fitting. He's currently slashing 263, 371, 465 with an OPS of 835 and an OPS plus of 137. So again, 37 percentage points higher than your average hitter in Major League Baseball. Although he is striking out a bit, so keep that in mind. I know in my league, strikeouts are -1. He's striking out at a 23.3% clip. Not ideal, but everybody strikes out in today's game. That is above his career average. But when he does hit the ball and puts it in play, he's hitting 324. So his BABIP is 324. He's got a career high 361 WOBA, 131 weighted runs created plus, and a career high 59.7 hard hit percentage. So that means that more than half the time he hits the ball, he's hitting it hard, which is good because you hit it hard somewhere, they're going to start falling eventually. And for him, they've been pretty much falling, majority of this entire season so far. He's currently available in 63.2% of leagues. Maybe if you got a deeper league, he could be a guy that you'd look into. Third baseman, he could play that third base spot, the first base, third base spot, or utility spot. It might be somebody worth picking up if you got guys that are hurt. You got guys that are slumping because nobody's hitting this year, it seems like. He could be something good, a good player to pick up. So I'd say get him while you can. Again, available in 63.2% of leagues and is averaging 2.9 points in ESPN standard scoring. Omar Narvaez is another one. He just came off the IL. Before he went on the IL, he was absolutely mashing baseballs. Just one of the better hitting catchers this season. I believe he was probably in the top 3 behind Carson Kelly and probably Buster Posey. So, 3 names you didn't expect to see with, the Salvi Perez's and the JT Realmutos of the world. But Narvaez coming off an injury. He's had a couple of games back already, maybe 2. But prior to the injury, he was slashing 352, 434, and 507 with a 941 OPS and a 160 OPS plus. So 60 percentage points better than your average Major League Baseball hitter. Granted, it was 71 at bats. He did get hurt, but for a catcher, catchers are not. It's not an offensive position, so he could be a diamond in the rough for some of you guys. Speaking of, for reference, the average slash line for Major League Baseball catchers in 2021 right now is 219, 301, 376 with a 677 OPS, a 299 WOBA, and 91 weighted runs created plus. Whereas Narvaez has career highs in the following: a 379 BABIP, 32.8 hard hit percentage, and 160 weighted runs created plus. So he's above and beyond your stereotypical catcher for 2021 season right now. Do with that what you will, but he's available in 67.8% of ESPN leagues and averages about 3.3 points. I did say he's coming off an injury. Hopefully he's able to stay healthy and he can keep rolling with what he had before he got hurt. Getting into two pitchers here. One of them is a reliever, Kendall Graveman. He has yet to give up an earned run this season. Granted, he's only pitched in 14.1 innings, but he's averaging 10 strikeouts per nine. His ERA is obviously zero because he hasn't given up an earned run all year. His whip is .488, and for whip, the lower the number, the better. And he's only given up 4 hits, and he's walked 3, and again, in 14.1 innings pitched. So he hasn't thrown that many innings, but he is a reliever, so he's probably only coming in throwing an inning, maybe an inning and a third, 2/3 at a time. He's available in 56.4% of ESPN leagues, averages 6.9 points, which I think is pretty decent for a reliever. So if you need a reliever, he might be a guy to look at. Don't look past him. The Mariners got some good players. Him, somebody else I'll talk about, and after I finish the fantasy baseball stuff, but they got some good kids up there. Last one, Tyler Anderson of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Show some love to the god awful, terribly run Pittsburgh Pirates. The Nutting family does not know how to run a baseball team, but they got good players over there. Every now and then you find some random guys that are having good years. Tyler Anderson has pitched in 41.1 innings this year. He is a starter. He's got a 3.05 ERA, an ERA plus of 133. Again, league average is 100, so his ERA plus is 33 percentage points better than your average major league pitcher. He's not a big strikeout guy. He averages less than a K per inning, has a relatively low whip of 1.040. Again, the lower the number, the better. So closer to 1 even and below 1 is tremendous. The league average is 1.26, so he's decently below league average. He's available in 67.4% of ESPN leagues and averages 14.9 points per start. That's not bad. I mean, you got guys out there that you thought would be better, like Charlie Morton. He struggled a lot. This might be a guy that you could pick up in a deeper league, or if you want to just take a chance on somebody to replace somebody like a Charlie Morton or, somebody, Chris Paddock even. I know he's coming off an injury, and I love Chris Paddock. Love him, but he's hasn't been throwing that well this year. High ceiling for both of those guys, but if you need to win now, this could be somebody to look into or at least keep an eye on. So moving on from that, I made a list of 3 guys that you should know about just as a general fan of baseball. First one, Cole Irvin of the soon-to-be Las Vegas A's. I don't know if you guys saw, but Oakland is looking to relocate, and Las Vegas is one of the places Rob Manfred mentions, and everybody seems to be moving there. I mean, you got the Golden Knights that started a couple years ago. Las Vegas Aces have been there for a while. And then you got, obviously, the Raiders just left Oakland, so Vegas stole them out of Oakland, so why not take the A's too? Anywho, Cole Irvin sporting a 3.29 ERA, a 1.18 ERA plus, a 1.073 whip, a 3.54 FIP, in 41 innings pitched. Now going back again, ERA plus, league average is 100, so he's 18 percentage points better than your average major league pitcher. League average for whip is 1.27, so he's below that. 3.54 FIP is decently below league average as well, which is 4.01. So he's having a career year. He's also not a big strikeout guy, like I mentioned with Tyler Anderson, but I love that. In a day and age where strikeouts rule the world with guys like DeGrom, Scherzer, Cole, Bieber, etc., it's nice to see some guys who pitch to contact, keeping their defense on their toes and keeping their players in it. I'm sure, the Phillies are wishing that they would have kept him. He did get traded from the Phillies to the A's, I believe, after last year or 2 years ago. So the A's really found the diamond in the rough. So I keep an eye out on him, but I'm sure the Phillies wish they would have kept him out of the top 3 right now of Nola, Wheeler, and Irvin. That'd be pretty nasty. I mentioned when I was talking about Kendall Graveman, Mariners got a lot of good young guys. Another one just got called up this past Thursday, Jared Kelenic. He is the number 4 prospect in all of Major League Baseball. Just had his first career hit, which was a home run last night, Friday night, against the Indians off of Savali. And so he's somebody to look out for. He absolutely mashed baseballs in the minor leagues, was not nice to them whatsoever. He only played 3 seasons in the minors. So, I mean, that should explain how good he is. He moved through the entire system that quickly. And those of you who follow baseball closely, you know how many levels there are to minor league baseball. So he played 3 seasons in the minors, slashed 293, 368, and 520 with an 888 OPS. And that, I mean, those are tremendous numbers. I mean, you don't see guys hitting around 300, well over 300 anymore. He's hitting 293. So that means 29.3% of the time he's getting a base hit. That's almost Hall of Fame level right there. 368, great on base, slugging 520, 888 OPS. Like, he was just hitting the snot out of the baseball. He's definitely got to keep an eye on. I'm excited to watch him play. I think you guys should be excited to watch him play too. Lefty bat, plays the outfield alongside Kyle Lewis, who's the reigning American League Rookie of the Year. So the Mariners could have a fun outfield to watch the next, hopefully, 5, 10 plus years. If not, those guys get out of there, they go somewhere else, whatever. But got to remember, Jarred Kelenic, he's one of the young up and coming stars for sure. And then last but not least, you guys might have heard of this one. I mean, you might have heard of Kelenic and Irvin too, but this guy I'd say is more well known. It's Jared Walsh of the Los Angeles Angels. He is the dude who basically got Albert Pujols fired. The reason that Albert Pujols is a free agent right now is because of how well Jared Walsh has been playing. It's his 3rd year in the league. You might not know who he is. Some of you might, but this dude is the everyday first baseman for the Angels. And again, which is why Pujols got cut. Yeah, we love Albert. I'm a huge Albert fan, greatest right-handed hitter of probably all time, at least in my generation. But Walsh is on another planet right now. Currently slashing 328, 406, 560 with a 966 OPS. I mean, when you get in close to the 1 dot OPS range, I mean, that's just like elite tier. Like, I think Mike Trout, his teammate, is currently has like a 1.1 or 1.2 OPS. Like, that's just, it's insane. So that's his OPS plus is 168. So 68 percentage points higher than league average. He's only 27. This is his 3rd full season in the league, and his short career numbers are also his 162 average, which are a slash line of 284, 346, 528 with an 874 OPS and a 134 OPS plus and 303 career at bats. That's his 162 game average, which also includes 28 homers, 99 RBI, and 25 doubles. The dude hits, just flat out hits. And he's something to keep an eye on. These numbers are tremendous. It's about time we know his name and pay attention to him as much as we can. He is on the West Coast, so he's going to get that same treatment that Trout gets. And that combo of Trout, Ohtani, and Walsh it should be otherworldly, but sadly it doesn't help how bad the Angels are. Let's throw Rendon in there too. He just came off an injury, but we can at least appreciate individual greatness here with those 4 guys, with the Trout, and Ohtani, Walsh, and Rendon. But Jared Walsh is definitely somebody to keep an eye on and somebody you should know about if you're a baseball fan, along with Jarred Kelenic and Cole Irvin. So that's about it from me here. I'd love to hear your feedback on this stuff, guys. If you liked it, what you didn't like, if things I can add, maybe if you're a big baseball fan, you want to hear some other stuff in the analytics department of things, some different numbers or different categories we could go into, definitely let me know. But this should be a weekly segment from here on out, usually in the podcast. But if we don't have an episode, I'm still going to try and record and get it out to you guys regardless. So, enjoy your weekend. Have a great weekend, everybody. Make sure you come back next week for another round of Alex's analysis. And don't forget, be kind. Take it easy.